Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video, as you guys can see, we have Callan on the Vietnam server on Corby's account. He's at +10 exclusive equipment, Supreme Plus upgrade. I want to show you guys his charm bonus for the season, which is kind of interesting. It is going to be a physical and magical defense increase for the caster and allies within 2 tiles, which is the whole basically role of Callan, protecting your allies 2 tiles away from him. And it is going to activate every 5 seconds and last for 5 seconds, so it is considered a non-permanent stat boost, meaning it would give Diurnal an intoxication stack, it would give Lily May a growth stack, which is pretty interesting and will show that it might even be a useful option in comps involving those heroes. I want to begin by doing some regular arena attacks, and then we're going to move into duel mode. I've tried to look for some people on his friend list who have a good friendly duel defenses set. We're going to try to attack them. Okay guys, we have a rank 12 player. I'm going to try to attack this player and let's see what he's running. Okay, he has kind of a lot of power. He has Taylene, Lily May, Tassi. Yeah, now this is not really the ideal map for Callan, but I mean, we can probably make it work, right? Like if we have Callan positioned in the tile on the left, for example, right here. Within 2 tiles are going to be these tiles, so if we have now heroes who remain pretty much stationary, it should be able to work. Oh no, but Rainier, and I think he's immune to control effects, so Rainier position swap is not going to work on him, I believe. Okay, now what else would we like to have along with Callan? Who do you think would do well here? We'll go for Ludovic, and we'll have Ludovic maybe in this position. And then finally something like Lily May. What if we tried a team like this? So like, I mean, the opponent basically kind of has an advantage. Guys, I'm going to try a different option. We're going to try Burial, because Burial is one of his favorite heroes. He's Paragon 3 upgraded. The opponent has Paragon 2 upgrades. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is going to happen here. Okay, so Callan is protecting our team, and basically everyone other than the... Wait, everyone is within the range of Callan, so he's giving that damage reduction to our allies. The shield is going to break pretty quickly, right? And now he's not doing much for the team, is kind of relying on the other heroes to do their work right now. Bonnie casts her ultimate. And Callan, he survived. Okay, we're going to take a look at that replay. I want to see what happened there. So at the beginning of the fight, he has a huge shield, right? And he's going to be absorbing damage and protecting his team. The shield is going to pop pretty quickly. That was something I was worried about, especially with AoE damage. You're going to be breaking through, and like basically a lot of that damage is going to be applied to Callan's shield and is going to break pretty quickly. But like if you have the healing from Ludovic and things like that, it does end up working out pretty well. Yeah, I mean, this was kind of a convincing win. The opponent was not necessarily too much under upgraded, because we had like Paragon 2, Paragon 3 Burial, and Supreme Plus Callan, and he has Paragon 2, Paragon 2, Paragon 2, Paragon 2, Paragon 1. So yeah, it is kind of similar in terms of the level of upgrades. I think for the final hero, I'm going to try Tassi, and she'll begin in this position. The thing is, Tassi is going to dart around, so she's not going to remain here, but at least for the beginning... or we could just have Tassi in a different position. Okay, let's try this and see what happens here. So, Callan's going to protect the Bonnie, Lily May, and Ludovic. But the shield gets broken pretty rapidly, as you guys can see over there. He casts his Mythic Plus, but it just doesn't look like that high damage output, as you guys could see over there. The Mythic Plus of Callan, the damage output is not looking as high as it seemed like from his multipliers. Like, if we watch that back, Callan's damage was very negligible. There's no way that that was like a 2,400% attack multiplier onto all enemies. And he got all the procs off, right? Because one of my heroes is going to go below 30% health. Callan is casting. He fully casted. He was attack debuffed by the, I guess, the Bonnie, but that shouldn't be enough, right? Okay, that, like, he should still get decent damage output even after the attack debuff if it was a really high multiplier. So I'm going to try to look maybe a little bit more. So we have some players here who have decent defenses set for their duel. I've already taken a look at some of them. Yeah, I mean, this is considered a pretty decent defense. So how about we go for, they have Wilder tiles enabled. They have 2 heroes on the Wilder tiles, so we can match that. We can also go for Wilder talent enabled, like with these heroes. Now we're going to go for Callan. Callan, I think Bonnie and Callan probably is what I would want to do. Callan is going to be... Callan is here. Okay. So, yeah, I think a team like this is what I'm planning. Let's give it a shot and see what can happen here. Okay. So, Callan will be protecting our team pretty well at the beginning of the match. Okay. Looking fine. He's taking now a lot of damage. He should be triggering his Mythic Plus, but it looks like he's locked down and he's not able to trigger it, right? Now he triggers it. So if he is stunned or controlled during even when a hero drops below 30% health or himself, he will not be able to activate his ability. And his damage output was low, but there weren't that many surviving enemies, right? I mean, this is kind of the thing with Callan. Like, it seems like he will take the burst for the first 5 seconds or so, a little bit of burst, but then after that is basically over. He's not really providing much to the team. He usually is not able to cast a second ult unless your team is already dominating at that point. Yeah. Oh, but his Mythic Plus can trigger while he actually casts his ultimate, because it did look like he cast his ultimate to get a shield. Okay, let's try to find another player and do some more testing. So, okay, he has a pretty strong defense over here. We're not going to go for Rainier. I think, okay, he's not using any of the faction tiles, so I'll also not use any of the faction tiles. He's using a regular artifact. I'll use a regular artifact as well. Let's go for Confining of our own. And Callan. Now, Callan can be frontmost position, like right here. Oh, I wonder about Scarlita. There should be some synergy between Scarlita and Callan, right? But I don't know. It doesn't seem great. We're just going to go for our strong PvP heroes. And finally, we will go for Damien. Damien. Bonnie. I mean, this should be fine. Should be fine, right? Okay, we're going to try this comp. Oh no, we need Bonnie to be within range of the Callan. We'll try it like this. Okay, let's see what is going to happen here. Thorn versus Callan. So, Callan tanks well in the beginning. Right? Like, look at this. But now his vitality is going to be reduced by the Fresters. And then they get shredded through him, right? He doesn't really have much of a chance after that shield pops. And then it just comes down to the rest of your team to finish off the match. And so, yeah, it's looking to me like Callan is just for that initial burst, and after that, he basically isn't going to get much more value for your team. And like right there, I don't think he procced his Mythic Plus because he was like locked down, or he was just bursted too quickly to actually activate it. Like if we take a look at it, what happened? Like why? Like he did get taken below 30% health, but I didn't see him activate his Mythic Plus ability. Yeah, Fresters counter him because they reduce vitality. Yeah, it seemed like he was like trying to cast it, but he was just burst through and was unable to get the cast off. Yeah, okay, I don't know. So far, I'm not really convinced about Callan in PvP, and that was really the area where he needed to shine. Who was the player who I found that had another defense here? I think it was a 57. Yeah, this player. I think he has a pretty good defense. We'll try attacking that. What is he running? Okay, he's running on the Hypogean Celestial tiles, and he is running... Which artifact is he using? Why is it not showing me the artifact that he's using? Okay, I'm going to assume he's using a seasonal artifact. I'll use one of our own as well. We can go for the Surging. Okay, now for this team, let's go ahead and remove all of the heroes here. He's running Hypogean Celestial. Like, I mean... It does look like the standard PvP heroes, Bonnie, Tassi, Talene, and Callan. They kind of work well. We can go for a Hypogean Celestial team maybe of our own this time. Talene, Bonnie, Freyasto, Callan, and Burial. We have no healer. That's the issue, right? That doesn't really make sense to not have a healer. But if we want to trigger the Hypogean Celestial tiles, we won't have room for a healer. Or we could go for Graveborn tiles, but then we won't have equal upgrades, because I don't think our Graveborn faction tree is upgraded. No, it is. Okay, we'll go for Graveborn. We'll go for Graveborn, Ludovic, and Callan, because then we can trigger the Graveborn tiles. And we can have our Talene. Let's go for Callan. Callan over here. Okay, now how do we want to position over here? I think, well, definitely Bonnie, Taylene probably want to be on the tile, right? Could go for something like this. Something like this seems decent. Okay. Everyone is within range of Callan other than Fresh Illusion might walk out of it. Okay, let's go ahead and give this team a shot. I think it should be pretty decent. Okay, let's see. I think pretty similar Paragon upgrades across the two teams. So Callan, everything is going well for Callan in the beginning. He's taking some burst from the enemy team. Okay, he's surviving really well right now with the Ludovic healing. Okay, maybe the solution is you run like Freyaster along with the Callan, because then you actually have a front line and Callan can get more value by protecting your team for longer. Whoa. Skirlita tried to wombo combo but didn't get it done. That was a pretty convincing win, right? That was a pretty convincing win. And in terms of the Paragon upgrades, okay, there was a difference. Like it was, I mean, he had mostly Paragon 2. The Skirlita was like at +5 exclusive equipment, which is really weird. And then, but we had 4 Paragon 2s, 1 Supreme Plus, and he had 4 Paragon 2s, 1 Paragon 1, right? And we honestly did pretty well there. That was a pretty convincing win. So maybe Callan along with Freyaster is kind of like the strategy you want to employ. Okay guys, let's go ahead and try some AFK stages. I think for Callan, really, it will come down to we need to test him against enemy Iron nuke teams like Iron Almas, combo teams. Are we going to be able to survive with the Callan? Honestly, I think it might allow you to survive the initial burst, but then round 2, like for example, when Iron charges up his ultimate second time, enemy heroes charge up their ultimate the second time, they're probably going to break through you. Because the enemy is still going to control your team for 8 seconds, along with the Almas, and Iron together. And so even if Callan can take that initial burst, I'm worried about the second round of the Iron Wombo combo team. Okay, we're going to try some AFK stages. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. Now, I'm going to try to replace like Freyaster in the comps for Callan and see if it will work. Okay, let's try this. So we are really over leveled, right? Like, yeah, we're 70 levels higher than what the recommendation is. Let's go ahead and try Callan over here. Callan. And we want him in a position where he is going to protect most of the team, which should be right around... Well, here he would get a good charm effect. So I'll go for this charm effect, I think. Okay, let's see what is going to happen here. Is Callan going to be able to tank for your team well enough in AFK stages? Okay, so far so good. And like we're going to have a lot of shielding. Hugin shields, the Callan shields himself. Yeah, actually Callan is having no issue. He has so much shielding because of the Hugin. There's good synergy, yeah, between Hugin and Callan because he can keep providing the shield to the Callan. I mean, it is looking very powerful here. Like no real risk of dying. And Callan is protecting the team better than Freyaster would be protecting it, which is interesting. And just basically buying time for the Smoky. So it looks like this is going to be a pretty safe clear, right? Okay, someone got taken down low. It was the twins. Okay, we got the Mythic Plus proc of the Callan. I want to see the damage output there. And then the Smoky's going to cast Blue Aura and just clean it up. Okay, so it does look like there's some potential for AFK stages, but we were over leveled for this. So it looked really easy, like with Callan. However, it might be because we were over level. Callan just doesn't deal that much damage. Is mainly only going to be using for his tanking potential. Let's take a look at the talent trials. Maybe we are going to be... Okay, now talent trials are competitive. So we're not going to have a very easy time. Yeah, like look at this. These are high levels. So I don't think we're going to actually be able to even do this. Like if we ran Callan here, we're going to give up on the faction talent, which is not going to work, right? But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this initial day 1 test. If there's any more key information about Callan, then I will let you guys know. But feel free to share your own opinions in the comment section down below. What did you think about this test? What do you think about Callan after seeing some basically initial gameplay of him in PvP and AFK stages? Let me know. And if you guys want to chat with me more, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And I look forward to seeing you guys there and in the next video. And until then, guys, everyone, peace out for now and thank you for watching.